Our next guest completely changed her life when she took up bodybuilding in her 40s. Anne Marie Chaker is a longtime journalist who, after a difficult time in her life, decided to begin strength training, and now she competes as a professional bodybuilder. She is the author of the new book, Lift: How Women Can Reclaim Their Physical Power and Transform Their Lives. In it, she shares her journey and practical tips for anyone looking to get strong. Anne Marie joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, welcome.
So being a professional bodybuilder was never something that was even on your radar. You write about how you thought that was, I don't know, like a little bit cheesy almost. Tell us, you do write about that. Tell us how you got here and really what it took for you to pick up that weight and start this journey.
Yeah.
What you were going through.
So I was going through a really hard time in my life. I was suffering from postpartum depression. I had lost my father suddenly of a heart attack 2 weeks after my daughter was born, and my marriage was crumbling, and was drinking a lot and very out of shape. So all of this kind of came to a head when I took my daughters on a trip. We were staying at a hotel, and in this hotel was a little fitness room. And in the fitness room was this mom who was just absolutely crushing her workout. She was lifting barbells and throwing dumbbells around and pulling bands, and with a gusto I hadn't seen since my days in a college weight room. And I looked at her, and she looked amazing. And I looked at myself, and I thought, what happened to me? I had been a college athlete. I'd been a competitive figure skater growing up, and just that part of my life was gone, and I was just really struggling. So weightlifting, I started, following this woman's regimen, started working with her coach, who was a retired bodybuilder, and weightlifting really transformed me. It changed my life. And I wrote the book to sort of take women through this journey of transformation that, I was a kind of a down and out single mom, newspaper reporter with a drinking problem who ended up, on this bodybuilding stage and a fake tan and blingy bikini and all the muscles.
And winning.
And I got
winning.
my pro card at the first go.
So
Super interesting.
You talk about how your body obviously changed, but your mind also changed. Tell us about how that happens.
Yeah. I just, had this burst of positivity. Every time I came home from a good lift, I just felt more confident. I felt I could hear it in my voice when I took calls on the phone. Just everything in my life changed. And there's real research to back this up. Weightlifting is so much more than physical. It also does a ton for your mind and your spirit, too.
You talk about the mindset changing from wanting to make yourself less. There's so much messaging around women, and when they be thinner, be smaller, and this is about growing your body.
Yeah.
So that shift is fascinating to me.
Yeah. We are fed so much as women. I had associated health and wellness and exercise as a way to diminish yourself, right? It's all about, running on the treadmill to burn calories, or portion control, or checking the fat grams on the back of the salad dressing bottle. And it was all about, reducing myself. When I entered this world of powerlifters and weightlifters and bodybuilders, it was all about the moreness. And I found that so enticing. And it was about building muscle and making more of oneself. And I really want women to know that, skinny and, thinness is not the answer to success. It's not success. That there is a way to make more of yourself. And I want people to really feel that, to be able to get stronger. It's going to help you build a longer and stronger life.
Let me ask you, Anne Marie, one of the things I love about this book is you address misconceptions. And in the book, you cover how women came to be viewed as the weaker sex.
Yeah.
And you explain a little bit of that history, which I don't think people know. It wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It's interesting. If we look at a single definition of strength, men have larger upper bodies, bigger hearts, lifting a heavy. If you think of strength as brute force, that's one thing. But there are other definitions of strength that are really valid and deserve more exploration, which women have an advantage from. So, for instance, women live longer than men, which a lot of people, we are so obsessed as a society right now with longevity. Since the records have been kept, women have lived longer than men. 3/4 of centenarians, so people who live over 100 years old, are women. So it's definitely something that deserves more exploration. Another thing is women are more fatigue resistant. We endure more. So we have.
I knew that.
Okay. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, that makes sense.
that's not unknown to me.
We're almost out of time, but for all the women watching right now who know that it's good for them to lift weights, but who just it's hard to do, it's hard to get off the couch, and that's tiring. What's your advice for them? Because you write about the fact that weightlifting actually benefits women's health more than men's.
Yes. So keep it simple. You don't have to spend a ton of money on more stuff, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I like to think in terms of threes. So, 3 times a week, 3 sets of 10, 3 exercises, 30 minutes or less.
Perfect.
You can get a lot done.
I'm going to write that down.
People are
This
going
is
to
a
really
great book.
gobble this up. This is
Congratulations.
Yes. Anne Marie, thank you so much. The book is called Lift, and it is on sale right now wherever you like to buy your books.